orange flames lapped at the cold air, throwing sparks up into the night sky. The firelight flickered across a wasteland of ragged grass, making silhouettes of the two legs huddled there. A pair of white lights appeared in the distance, heralding the approach of a monster. It roared past on a thunder path that rose high into the sky, filling the air with sour fumes. At the edge of the wasteland, a cat moved, its eyes glinting in the shadows. Pointed ears twitched, then flattened against the noise. More cats followed, one by one, onto the filthy grass. They carried their tails low and sniffed the bitter air with their lips curled. "What if the two legs see us?" hissed one of the cats. A large Tom answered, his eyes like amber discs reflected the firelight. "They won't. Their night sight is weak." As he padded forward, the flames lit up the black and white fur on his powerful shoulders. He held his long tail straight up, sending a message of courage to his clan. But the other cats crouched low against the grass, trembling. This was a strange place. The noise of the monsters battered their sensitive ear fur, and the acrid stench stung their nostrils. "Tallstar?" A gray one flicked her tail uneasily. "Why have we come here?" The black and white Tom turned to the she-cat. "We've been driven from every place we've tried to settle, Ashfoot. Perhaps we can find some peace here," he mewed. "Peace here?" Ashfoot echoed in disbelief. She pulled her kits towards her and sheltered it beneath her belly. "With fire and monsters, my kids won't be safe." "But we weren't safe at home," mewed another voice. A black Tom pushed his way forward, limping heavily on a twisted paw. He held Tallstar's amber gaze. "We couldn't protect them from ShadowClan," he spat. "Not even in our own camp." Anxious yowls rose from some of the cats as they remembered the terrible battle that had driven them from their home in the uplands at the edge of the forest. A young apprentice wailed, "Borgenstar and his warriors may still be hunting us." The cry altered one of the two legs around the fire. It stood unsteadily and stared towards the shadows. At once the cats fell silent, crouching lower. Even Tallstar lowered his tail. The two legs shouted in the darkness and flung something towards them. The missile flew over their heads and exploded in a burst of thorn-sharp pieces on the thunder path behind. Ashfoot flinched as a shard grazed her shoulder, but she stayed silent, curling her body around her terrified kit. "Keep down," hissed Tallstar. The two-leg at the fire spat on the ground, then sat back down. The cats waited for a few moments before Tallstar stood once more. Ashfoot stood too, wincing at the new pain in her shoulder. "Tallstar, I fear for our safety here. And what will we eat? I can't smell any prey." Tallstar stretched his neck and rested his muzzle gently on the queen's head. "I know you're hungry," he mewed, "but we'll be safer here than back in our own territory, or even in the two-leg fields and woods. Look at this place. Even ShadowClan won't follow us here. There's no scent of dogs, and these two legs can hardly stand." He turned to the black Tom with a twisted paw. "Deadfoot," he ordered, "take one whisker and see if you can find anything to eat. If there are two legs, there must be rats." "Rats?" spat Ashfoot as Deadfoot and a smaller brown tabby bounded away. "That's no better than crow food." "Hush!" hissed the tortoiseshell beside her. "Rat meat is better than starving to death." Ashfoot scowled and dipped her head to lick her kit behind its matted ears. "We must find a new place to settle, Ashfoot," the tortoiseshell went on more gently. "Morningfly needs to rest and eat. Her kids will be born soon. She needs to be strong." The lean shapes of Deadfoot and One Whisker emerged from the shadows. "You're right, Tallstar," called Deadfoot. "There are rat scents everywhere, and I think I found somewhere we can shelter." "Show us," Tallstar ordered, gathering the rest of his clan with a flick of his tail. Cautiously, the cats padded across the wasteland after Deadfoot. He led them towards the raised thunder path, the firelight making their shadows loom against its huge stone legs. A monster roared overhead and the ground shook, but even the tiniest kit sensed the need for silence and trembled without crying out. "Here," mewed Deadfoot, stopping beside a round hole 2 cats high. A black tunnel sloped down into the ground. A constant stream of water trickled into it. "The water's fresh," Deadfoot added. "We'll be able to drink it." "We'll have wet paws day and night," Ashford complained. "I've been inside," Black Tom told her. "There's some space away from the stream. At least we'll be safe from two-legged monsters." Tallstar stepped forward and lifted his chin. "Wing-Clan has traveled for long enough," he declared. "It's nearly a moon since Shadowhand drove us from our home. The weather is turning colder, and Leaf Bear will be here soon. We have no choice but to stay." Ashford narrowed her eyes but said nothing. Silently, she joined her clan as, one by one, they filed into the shadowy tunnel.